Why can I not win? Why do I keep getting hacked? Why is my opponent so lucky? Yeah, you can say that, but most of the time the problem lays by yourself. Look at your team. Is your team fully proof against everything that can happen on the ladder? The ladder is a scary place, with lots of different ways you can lose. Not only hacks, but most of the time it's because of matchups. So you might ask yourself, how do I make a perfect team? Well, that's what we're going to talk about today. What are the opponents you need for a perfect team? Step 1. Building around a certain month. Having a starter plan is always the way to go. Let's say I'm going to build around coverage. Then you need to think about what do I need to kill for coverage. A nice example is Dickon, because it can trap Korok, Marini and Chinchou. The only thing coverage needs to hit at this point is Pumpkaboo, Frillish, Oddish and Ferroseed. Step 2. Countering the meta. This will be the hardest step because countering everything is almost impossible. As long as you know what the worst matchups are, you can play accordingly on it. Let's quickly go over every viable mon in this tier. For bug types we have Dwebble. Blood is a sweeper and has a stacker with two amazing abilities, Sturdy and Weak Armor. The Shell Smash set can be used as a late game sweeper. Keep in mind that even at plus 2 it doesn't hit that hard. Try keeping your ground and fighting mon healthy or at least have a way to kill a Dwebble at plus 2. The other bug type is Two-Biter, the only viable web setter in LC that can do an insane amount of damage with his ability and water moves. Don't underestimate his power. And Two-Biter is pretty slow, so try to kill it before it sets webs. For dark typing we start with Scraggy, a defensive setup mon that can sweep a Dragon Dance. This mon can be a huge problem against unprepared teams. Scraggy has almost perfect coverage with multiple useful abilities. The other bug types mons we have, one of them is Poniard, an offensive stealth rocket that can be used as a Josh Carp abuser. Poniard has access to Sword Dance, Sucker Punch and has a really strong knockoff. Try to keep your fighting type healthy, or have something that can outspeed or kill it. The last dark type on here is Vullaby, and I don't know where to start with Vullaby, because Vullaby is the most versatile mon in LC. It can be used as a defensive wall, an offensive pivot, as Josh Carp abuser or even a Nazi plot sweeper. Vullaby has access to Weak Armor, one of the most broken abilities in LC. Keep in mind that Vullaby does have a hard time dealing with Onyx and Poniard and Spritzy, so if you have one of those on your team, you're pretty fine. Next typing we have is Dragons, but Dragons are fake and they do not exist in LC. Right, let's talk about Electric. Chinchou, offensive electric type can be considered anti-meta. Perfect typing but has the weakness of getting trapped pretty easily. Try to have a mid-ground play against the coverage Chinchou has. For fairy typing we have Spritzy. Spritzy is a defensive tank that hits like a truck. Try to have solid switch-ins into incoming Moonblast, while also having a way to actually kill the Spritzy. Spritzy has also access to Calm Mind and can be used as a late game Trick-Room sweeper. It's also the only viable Wish Passer in LC. For fighting types we start off with Korok, a good defensive fighting type that can be also considered anti-meta. It has good coverage moves, mass, blood and stab priority. Try to have something that can take the combination of poison and fighting moves. Korok does have a good way of dealing with ground Pokemons. The other fighting type on here is Timber, the defensive fighting type with access to hazard removal, priority, bulk up and knockoff. Timber has also guts, making it even more annoying to deal with. Timber struggles most of the time with fairy and poison mons. For fire we have Ponyta, fast fire type that has good coverage and access to recovery. It can be used as a defensive and offensively. Try to weaken it with Stealth Rock so you have a good switch in, like Marini and Onyx. For flying type we have Wingull. It's really inaccurate, fast, with perfect coverage in flying and water. There aren't many switches for Wingull, but try to have something that can pressure Wingull like a George Scarf user. It has also access to U-turn and default. The other flying type on here is Rufflet. I hate this mon, it's inaccurate, but it hits like a truck. It can be used as a Joy Scarf user or as a bulk up setup sweeper. Try to have something that can switch into bulk up Rufflet and a Joy Scarf Rufflet. For grass typing we have Oddish, the defensive grass type with Strength and Sap and Sleep Powder. It's extremely annoying to face, so have something that can absorb the sleep power or at least pressure it out, as it can wall your entire team. Next up is Bulbasaur, an offensive manual Sun abuser with Weather Ball. Try to kill it before it sets up a growth. This mon can break your team if you aren't prepared. The last grass type is Ferroseed, defensive head stacker that has Stunner Wave and Knockoff. It's also a 100% utility mon, but try to have a way breaking this thing. If Ferocid was your team, it's kinda over because he's going to stack you. For ghost typing we have Frillish, a defensive ghost type with good coverage, strength attack, and can be used as a choice card user. Try to have something that can knock Frillish before it's too late. For ground typing we have Onyx, a great stealth rocker that can also run Dragon Dance with Rock Head Smash. It doesn't really have any other coverage than ground and rock moves, but it can run Explosion. Wilbur, a rep spin sweeper that has Mold Breaker. This thing is even better than before and can be an insanely pain in the butt, but if you think of it as a problem, it's going to be fine. The other two ground types are Trap and Diglett. There's not really a lot you can do to prepare for it. You can trap Diglett with Trap Range, and for Trap Range you can prepare your mons to have Protect for the first impression. Next up, Ice typing. I really want to say Snowball, but it's not worth it, trust me. For normal typing we have Sixagoon, a Belladrum sweeper with extreme speed. It is insanely powerful, but it has problems setting up. For Poison we have Marini, defensive regenerator with knockoff, and has almost perfect coverage with water and poison moves. It can be a huge problem if you don't knock it, but it should be fine. For Psychic types we have Ponyta Galar, fast Psychic type with access to Calm Mind and Recovery. It can also be used as a powerful life orb user with Fairy and Fire coverage. Try to have something that can outspeed it or tank a hit. And for water we have Shelter, a Shell Smash sweeper that has Skill Link. The set will consist most of the time out of Icicle Spear, Rock Blast, Liquidation, with some people running Ice Shot. Try to have something that can take a +2 hit or a 18 speed Scarper. The last mon we're going to discuss is Scarfish, a wall breaker that has priority and an insane ability that makes its water moves even do more damage. It has both Sword Dance and Dragon Dance, so try to prepare for both. These are all the mons that are most seen in Little Cup. Try to have an option for all of these mons. Recheck your team multiple times and test a lot if they actually do counter them. The last step we are going to talk about is hazard and removal. Having hazard on your team can make it easier for you to keep up the pressure, but same goes for your opponent. Try to have a good defogger or rapid spinner on every team, and at least have the option of stealth rocks. Here's the team I built myself that counters the meta pretty well and has different ways handling the situation. Try to build a team following these steps and be creative. Little Cup is fun, and there are a ton of stuff you can try. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys all later.